Stephen A. Smith loses it and calls Steve Kerr out on his BS for not playing Tatum. Only a few Olympic teams have an issue of abundance. Now, this is why Team USA is always a heavy favorite to win gold. This year, their roster is stacked more than ever. You have superstars like LeBron James, Kevin Durant, and Steph Curry teaming up for the very first time. And then high-level guards like Devin Booker, Drew Holiday, Anthony Edwards, and Derek White. The big man rotation features some of the best bigs in the world like Joel Embiid and Bam Adebayo. Now, there are two names missing from that prestigious list, Tyrese Halliburton and Jayson Tatum. The reason for that is that these two didn't play a single minute in the Team USA opener against Serbia. Perhaps outside of Pacer fans, not too many people were up in arms about Halliburton not playing. After all, Hallie's main area of expertise is playmaking. However, when LeBron James is on the court along with the likes of Steph, Embiid, and NKD, there just isn't enough usage for someone like Hallie to shine. However, Tatum not playing a single minute was quite shocking. In fact, it was so odd that Stephen A. Smith could not believe his eyes.
Jayson Tatum, 0 minutes. Jayson Tatum, the last 3 years, All NBA first team. Jayson Tatum, top 6 for league in the category for league MVP. Jayson Tatum, the reigning defending NBA champion. Jayson Tatum.
Tatum is coming off of one of the best seasons a superstar can ask for. Not only did his team, the Boston Celtics, dominate in the regular season, but they pretty much ran over every team they faced off in the playoffs and claimed the Larry O'Brien. During this historic run, Tatum averaged nearly 27 points per game while dishing out career-high 4.9 assists a game during the regular season. He averaged 25 points, 9.7 rebounds, and 6.3 assists in the playoffs. He was widely considered the best playmaker on the squad. However, he failed to win the Finals MVP, which went to his teammate, Jaylen Brown. Still, the historic run had many people vaulting Tatum as the best forward in the league, above the likes of LeBron James and Kevin Durant. It seems like the ushering in of a new generation. But fast forward a couple of months and you have LeBron and KD doing unbelievable things, leading Team USA to an easy win over Serbia while the reigning champ sits idly by and watching from the bench. The optics of it made no sense. In fact, after the game, one of the reporters even asked Tatum if he was hurt or sick because that seemed to be the only logical reason to leave someone like him on the bench. But Tatum informed the reporter that he was perfectly fine. What makes it even worse is that Team USA won convincingly, so there were plenty of opportunities to bring Tatum into the game.
You can't find minutes in a 26-point lopsided victory. You can't find 1 minute for Jayson Tatum.
When Steve Kerr was asked why he didn't play Tatum, he said that it was a combination of KD returning and the shorter playing time.
Just with Kevin coming back and the lineups that I wanted to get to, but that'll change. You know, Jason's going to play. Every game's going to be different based on matchups. He's a total pro. He's first team All NBA 3 years in a row. I felt like an idiot not playing him, but in a 40-minute game, you can't play more than 10. You really can't.
But Stephen A. is not buying this excuse.
But Steve Kerr, that's some straight bullshit. I mean, really? You gotta be kidding me. I mean, what possible excuse could you have for that? I don't want to hear this. And I'm reading these reports, and these people getting on my damn nerves. Getting on my damn nerves.
One reason why this is such a big story is because of how many fans seem to view Tatum. For some reason, Tatum has a lot of haters, so this was just more fuel for them. Many of these fans believe that ever since Tatum came into the league, he has had high-level teammates and coaches surrounding him, which has led to his early success. So in some ways, these fans who believe that Tatum is more of a product of his team's success rather than individual talent feel vindicated now that Tatum isn't getting much shine surrounded by other high-level players. This might set the stage for Tatum to show what he is really about. At least that's how Shannon Sharpe sees it.
He and Halliburton was the 11th and 12th guy on the bench. The greater the player, the greater the talent, the greater the whatever it is, the more pride he or she has.
Yes, sir.
Don't let anybody tell you otherwise.
Unlike Stephen A., Dan Patrick seems to sympathize with Coach Kerr. Not only do you have to find the right rotations that will lead to the team's success, but you also have to manage egos and expectations. And sometimes what is best for the team might not be best for the individual.
Then all of a sudden you're going, oh, that's right. We had Jayson Tatum there. But trying to get players and your rotations are tighter. when the games start, when they really mean something, you go from 10 players during, kind of the prelim, the friendlies, to now maybe 7 or 8 players. That's what a coach normally does in the NBA.
The limited number of players that can actually play in the game is pretty valid. The Olympic basketball games are not as long as NBA games. This means you can't have as many rotational players get minutes, otherwise your lineups can easily become a big mess. This is another reason why Halliburton hasn't played in a while. But because Tatum is coming off of a championship, it just looks bad for him to not even get a few minutes. And once again, Stephen A. is not buying this excuse either.
What do you mean you can't play more than 10? If anybody can play more than 10, it's you. It's you. And the lack of cohesiveness when we lament Team USA and we talk about they got a bunch of superstar players, but they're not necessarily a team because they haven't necessarily played together. You don't have to sit up there and have a starting lineup with the people that you have.
Stephen A. does raise a valid point. Kerr's 3-guard line has raised quite a few eyebrows, especially when that wouldn't be the lineup if KD was healthy from the get-go. With a healthy KD, you would have 2 guards alongside LeBron, Durant, and Embiid. It almost seemed like a natural swap to replace KD with Tatum once KD got hurt. But instead, Kerr elected to add another guard to the starters. No wonder some people think that Kerr simply doesn't like Tatum.
What are you trying to say? That you couldn't find a few minutes for an all-NBA player who stands here today as the reigning NBA champion? Who averaged 27 a game? Who, by the way, isn't too shabby defensively?
What might be even worse is the fact that 2 of Tatum's teammates are getting regular minutes. Drew Holiday and Derek White were integral to the Celtics championship, but clearly they were the 3rd and sometimes even the 4th or 5th best players on that team. Both of them have earned the reputation of being some of, if not the best guard defenders in the game, so it makes sense why they are getting minutes. But when you take into consideration the fact that Tatum is also a great defender and a much better scorer than both of them, it really makes you side with Stephen A.
He can't do what Derek White does? Who's the star of the Boston Celtics? Who's the guy that just getting paid over $300 million? Who's the guy that led the Boston Celtics to the championship?
But not everyone believes that Kerr made a mistake in benching Tatum. Nick Wright went as far as to say that Devin Booker is better than Tatum under the Olympic rules, which is why he's getting more minutes than the Celtics superstar.
Okay, I understand all of this about Kevin Durant, but why is Devin Booker ahead of me in the hierarchy? And the only answer to that question, I think, is we think Devin Booker's better, or a better fit for what we're doing.
I was gonna say, see, that's what, and that I don't think Tatum's gonna have a huge role, even if he starts playing going forward.
Another reason why Tatum didn't get any minutes might be because he's just too nice of a guy, at least according to Colin Cowherd. Can you imagine the uproar from KD or LeBron if they didn't get to play a single minute? However, Tatum took it on the chin and kept it moving, which speaks to his character, but that submissiveness might be the reason why he was overlooked.
But what he lacks is that rip your heart out DNA, which most of our great players have had. Steph and LeBron and Michael and Shaq and, Bird and Magic, and he doesn't have it. He's highly skilled, he's a great guy, but he's almost submissive at times.
But no matter how you slice it, Stephen A. cannot look past the disrespect. For someone coming off of a championship, the summer is supposed to be about fun and relaxation. But Tatum sacrificed that to help his nation win a gold medal. Instead of being rewarded, he seems to be getting punished.
This offseason, to join Team USA and to go overseas, to play in Paris, and to have a champion riding the bench like he's some damn water boy. You got to be kidding me.
It is clear that by the uproar this whole situation has caused, Tatum will find himself back in the rotation. However, he shouldn't be a rallying cry for Tatum. He is one of the best players in the world and is clearly going to be one of the faces of the league once LeBron and KD retire. So there should not be a need for fans and media members to get Tatum more minutes. He has earned those minutes thanks to his high-level play and well-rounded skill set. But it seems as if Steve Kerr cannot see that, which is why Stephen A. is even questioning Kerr's coaching ability.
You got Ty Lue on your bench, you got Eric Spoelstra on their bench. I don't know this definitively because I'm certainly not implying that they're better than you, Steve Kerr, but I think they would have found time for Jayson Tatum. I don't think they would have made some comment about, oh, you just can't play 10 players. So what you trying to say, Steve Kerr?
So it is safe to say that all eyes will be on the next Team USA again just to see what Kerr does with his lineups. Maybe this is exactly what we need, as Team USA are the heavy favorites to win gold, and this type of team drama provides us fans another exciting reason to watch.